Alright, so Rampy Garrick, Emmy, Porcelain, Deceiva. Take the Shardless. Ben says Shardless has no misses. Take the Shardless. Slam the Emmy. Thanks, Looking Glass. Obviously, it's Garrick. Somebody wants me to take the Emmy because we do have the Tooth and Nail. There's the finisher. I mean, are we going to get to Tooth and Nail mana? Like, you realize it costs so much to entwine this. It's probably Garrick, but this will make somebody in the stream happy. There you go. There's your Emmy. Maybe if we get a little more ramp, we'll consider the craziness that you're suggesting. Yes, I did get your host alert. Everybody heard it. Believe me. Alright, Slime, Genesis. Repeal. It's always fun. What about, like, repeal my own witness to get something back? Is that value? Acidic Slime on Mimic Vat? It seems mean. Slime's so good. Take the Slime. Oh, I'm glad you're happy, Tay. Alright, there's Ruffellos. Ruffellos. Seems good in our deck. Seems pretty good. Alright, I'll stick the Emmy and the Tooth and Nail. We'll start to think about those cards now. Genesis and the Emmy? Yeah, right. Probably not. Gotta take the Viper, right? Nah, it's definitely Ruffellos. Lawfulos. This guy's sweet. Lets him cast Emmy. Lets me cast Emmy, maybe. Colossus, if we're up against Kira. Kira has applications as well. She lets us stick against in the control matchup. She'll let us stick our threats. She's a 2/2 flyer. Greaves is kind of neat. I got you, Ankle. I got you, bro. Careful with the caps. I got you, though. Cradle and Hermit's insane, man. Cut the blue, it's weak. Oh, just go pure green ramp. What would that look like? Hang on. Let me do some thinking. Well, that would make me think Ulamog, if we're going to cut the blue. Is that reasonable? Ulamog, we'll take it. Let's move by banning or timing. I don't know the answer, unfortunately. You'd have to ask somebody who knows a little more about Moobot. I did put it in the channel because we were having some trolls. It's just kind of a precautionary thing. Force mono green. I think we have to. I think it's Primal Hunter. We might not main deck it. Nasty Terrasti came back to us. All you naysayers. Alright, somebody said that Shardless is actually really sweet in our deck. And I'm starting to believe it. I'm actually looking once more, and if we splash any blue, it could be definitely Shardless. Garrick came back to us. Gifts is fun. Stratus Dance. And we might not try to force the Shardless. Again, like, what's my blue fixing other than Noble Hierarch? Like, if we don't have Noble or Temple or Fertile Ground, you know, how worth is just one blue card? I don't know. Cut Mimic Vat if we're not blue. Don't we still have some cool things to do with this, though? Do a light blue splash. Burnt Glass, careful, man. I got you. Guys did not take my advice. What about a light blue splash? None of the blue, but like, what about just single blue? Are we sure that we don't, like, some of our blue is very strong. Mystic Snake, Confluence, Sower, Like a light blue splash could be things like let's kind of look at the sideboard. Hang on, let's not throw blue necessarily under the bus here. Let's look at what we could do. So with a single blue mana base, you get access to those. With a double blue capable mana base, you get access to some pretty powerful cards. And then of course there's the Garruk, Primal Hunter, and Baloth to consider. Some of these other cards probably not. Skyfisher only if you run the Savannah and some other fixing. I don't know. Blue's unnecessary, it'll make our mana worse, says Map. Okay, so even cut Shardless. I'm down. And somebody said, as sweet as some of the things we can do with this Vat is. I mean, I kind of like having one pet card. I'm sure the tryhards in the room will not agree. But you know, like, pet cards can sometimes be fantastic. I'll give you an example. Let me show you my standstill deck. This is a it was either 3-1 or 4-0. I remember we prized Legacy. And this deck has several pet cards. The most blatant being the Fire Ice, but this is my Legacy Standstill, Blue, White, Red Standstill I've been messing around with. Right now I'm trying a 3-1 split on the forces. It used to be 4 main deck force, but right now I'm trying a 3-1 split. I like fun ups, you know, like, so, you know, running VAT, even if it's not necessarily 100% correct over, I don't know, any one of these other cards. Sometimes it's just fun to do it. Ben says main deck the Trigon. Well, right, so if we do a light blue splash, things we're going to look at is Trigon, perhaps, and maybe Shardless, because it is value in this deck. Let's look at what the deck's trying to do, though. It's trying to do this whole Tooth and Nail package, right? Nasty Terastes, Ulamogs, and Emrakul's, oh my. So, you know, we don't really want to turn the deck away from that late game potential, you know, at the cost of trying to run blue or yada yada. You keep that. Yes, you can. You can also hit your opponent's creatures. It does say whenever a non-token creature. This is true. I think the blue splash is the greed splash, though. I mean, like, what do we look like if we don't do the blue? And a lot of that has to do with this card, unfortunately. I think if we didn't have this particular card, I would start really, really considering the blue splash. That's great. Precursor sucks. Yeah, I mean, like, that's one of the trims I'm thinking about. Like, I'm thinking about a trim of the Precursor. I'm thinking about, let's see, 25. So this would be right here, 17 land. We also just don't need blue. We do like Confluence Razor for sure. Yeah, we do like Confluence. The problem with Confluence is it's blue. Go 17 land. Okay. Right, we could sideboard into our blue, depending on the matchup. If it's something slow and grindy and controlling, sure, we could board into some of this. 17 too many? All adding blue will do is make us less consistent. Deck looks better without blue. Yeah, I mean, fortunately or unfortunately, the deck just turned out to be really good, just mono green. We'll still run Temple of Mystery. It's a Scryland in our color. I don't think that's too big a deal. Right. True. I agree. Don't run the Temple. Forest is better with Rafellos. Yeah, I agree. You're worried about this Temple slowing us down? Sometimes the Scry land is nice. Scry 1 can be the difference in a game sometimes even. Especially if you bottom something you don't need. Mono green ramp decks are 15 to 16 land even with the Eldrazi. Okay. Alright. So what's the last card going to be then? Regrowth, Garruk, Baloth, Precursor? If we're only going to run 16 land. Any chance of Mirrodin? Probably not. Hey, welcome back, bros. Yeah, this deck is sweet. Alexis says, is this game better than Hearthstone? Yes, but it looks less pretty. Run the Goof. Run the Tarmogoyf. You want me to run Tarmogoyf in this deck? Why? How big will he get? Bailoff because it's a 4-spot? It does curve nicely. Also hedges us in the direction of maybe potentially winning the burn match, which there definitely is a burn player at the table. I can feel it. But yeah, Alexius, once it's really hard to go back to Hearthstone once you played Magic because there's just so much more going on. Run the Garrick. I guess Garricking and drawing is pretty good. Maybe Bailoff as a sideboard card? We're also a little fat around the edges on the 4s. I mean, that would, in the 5s, that would make us even kind of fatter there. Garrick is a nice draw engine, absolutely. So 16 land. Okay. Alright, I'm going to teach you guys in a couple minutes how to make your green ramp deck pretty. So basically, what you need to do first is save the deck as I have. So you right click and hit save deck as. Now you need to tab over to your collection, go into freeform. It's on the very bottom. It's above binders, below pauper. Then you're going to find your deck. It helps if you make a deck box. So green rampy rar. Found it. Boom. So you got your deck, and then you go into cards. We're going to type forest. This is just a little how-to for you guys if you don't know how to do this on Magic Online. So let's say you like this forest, right? So there's 15 of them. So let's go add 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Yeah. And then you're going to cut the forests. Boom, boom, boom. Isn't that neat? It's that simple. Is literally that easy. Boom. Now you have full art lands if you want them. So then you go back and you're going to right click. Now you need to hit load deck. So it's save, then you go to the collection, switch the lands, then you go back and you hit load. Bam, boom, there's the deck, load. We're there. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? So you guys too can do that when you do your legacy cubes. If you didn't know how to do it already. There's something to be said about matching full arts. I mean, it just looks nice. I'm feeling good about it. Let's submit. So we are 3-3, right? We've won 3 games. We've lost 3 games out of 2 Swisses. That's not terrible. We did better in one than the other. We went 1-2 in the first one, then we went 2-1 in the other one. Although, I feel like that first one almost doesn't count. I feel like it should be 3-2 because we were ghosted really hard that very first match. But you know, I didn't let that get me down. I didn't let that affect the rest of the stream. We're still having a blast. Or I am. Anyway, I hope you guys are having fun too. Okay, fun. Let's do it. At least we don't have to worry about bombardments this game. Hopefully. Oh, this hand's sweet. So it's turn to Ruffles. Keep it. I was talking about tin fins. Yes, I was, Map. Been playing Moto for years and just now learned how. There you go, Fifth. Awesome. Been playing Moto for years and just learned how to do it a couple months ago. I'm always happy to teach. Do you remember Star City Games DC? Kind of far, day 1. Yeah. Okay, hang on a second. Hang on. Star City Games DC. You were playing Painter? I think I do remember you, dude. You played Painter? That was you. We still have yet to brew a deck together. Dude, let's make it happen. I think I remember you, Matt. It's been a year.